Happy New Year, everyone. This first video for 2018 is going to be dedicated to ENFPs. I've spent part of the year going back and forth between maybe I'm an ENFJ, maybe I'm even INFJ. Some people were thinking I'm INFJ or INFP because of certain things that they've seen about me. And I wanted to make this video because I think it's, hashtag the struggle is real for our preference, or people who are seen as facets of who they are instead of the complete person or the entire whole. Um, I was being told that I exude a lot of warmth and I appeared very genuine based on my videos, and that I am so kind, and that they paralleled it or paired it with extroverted feeling, FE. And, a part of me was hurt because why can't ENFPs be seen as authentic or genuine and have a genuine care for others? I don't understand that dichotomy that people have. I dare to have a stereotype shape an entire group of people, and then every time I hear something like that, like, no, you're not ENFP, you're not this preference, it compels me to make videos even more. My wants to represent ENFPs and this potential for being calm, warm, following through with your goals, and being that champion that you want to be. You have that innate cause. You have that cause in you. You have the things you want to speak for, the people you want to fight for, the things that you stand for, your values in terms of people probably, and helping in some way. And yet there's all these stereotypes of how an ENFP should present themselves. Like, people think that my NE, my extrovert intuition, is poorly developed, but if you meet me in person, I am your go-to for brainstorms. You give me something and you're stuck, I'll tell you potentially where it can go. I can tell you all these ideas related to whatever. And I think that someone mentioned that my brainstorming is very realistic instead of out there in the cosmos. And I guess that comes from practice. If opportunity wise, like if it were given, I, could speak very silly, whimsically, make something that just comes out of left field. But for me, I want it to be applicable. I want to help people in a way that's realistic. They can do something with the information I'm giving them. Doesn't mean I can't possibly do that silly stuff that a lot of ENFPs do, because I do. But right now I'm in a place where I want to help people, meet their goals. I want to help them get unstuck. And that comes from my background, though. I think, context is important. If you don't consider the information that people have, their life experience, even their education, yeah, it would create a huge bias and wanting to peg people in the boxes that they're supposed to be in, kind of. But, I understand where people are coming from. I'm super open-minded about this, but it, keeps on coming back to ENFP, and that's not a bad thing. It's just that I question it sometimes, because I do believe in possibility for who you are. There is no one true path. Every path you choose is a genuine version of you. That's what I think. And so that's how I think I pair my views on people with how I can help them be the best form of them, because there is no wrong answer for who you are. There is no wrong answer. Even if you are a certain preference, or you're supposed to think or act a certain way, maybe the things that you do counter that preference for a while, because maybe after you figure it out, you might consider that you weren't being authentic at the time, that there are these socializing agents or this pressure to conform and be something to help the system that you're in, or to be a person of value, to have purpose. And that's great. Everybody seeks to have a role or to have purpose, to be useful. And we have these moments of our life where that happens. And for me, my purpose to be useful is to be a calming presence for a lot of people. Um, and it took a lot of practice. I think that, you know, without context, it's hard to tell where someone's come from. It's hard to tell the work that they've done. It's hard to tell a lot of things. You know, I'm in my mid 30s. You can't really tell the work that I've put in because I'm pretty good at curating what goes on the internet about me. I knew that I wanted to do this. I knew that I wanted to speak on MBTI, mental health, and represent for people who use FI because it is such a stigmatized cognitive function. It gets made fun of so much, and it's like, you know, the the group that gets beat up online emotionally, like we get made fun of a lot, you know. So I knew after reading about the type descriptions that this is something that is important to me because I don't like people assuming things without gathering more information. You know, I don't like that. And it comes from a personal place. It comes from my FI. It comes from my core values. I don't like that. I don't like when people judge based on limited information. And I really wish that people would do, you know, do some honoring of time to give people that opportunity to explain where they're coming from, why. I mean, if you can think of why, some people don't understand how to explain why. You don't need to. You know, sometimes you are just who you are and that's it in the moment. But it would be nice to have a conversation and be like, okay, how did you get to this place? What were you like before? So did things change? Like what life events happened for you to get to this place? Like, did you have aha moments? Did you have a mentor? I had mentors, you know. I sought what I wanted in professors and mentors, and I observed and I asked questions. I wanted to excel, so I sought feedback. I asked for reading recommendations. I asked them how I could better myself in different disciplines. And it started from, you know, working in child development. It started in accounting. I was in accounting and I was recommended to be a CPA because I love learning. You know, it's just natural for me to seek information and then find it in people who know more than I do because it takes too long to read all these books. There's just too many things to read and to better yourself that you can't possibly do it on your own. You need help. You need a mentor. You need people to reference. You need someone to trust to ask questions. And I was lucky. You know, I was lucky with some of the people that I met and I got to pick their brains. And I was fortunate to meet a couple professors in my grad program that I resonated with. We understood the different struggles that we went through. And especially being an artist in the field of psychology, you know, we do see things a little bit differently. So all these parts of me in my context shapes how I present myself, it shapes how I see others, and it shapes a lot of things with how I kind of give pause before I quote unquote define the person with their personality traits. I think I do a lot of pausing because, so here's why I pause a lot. When I gave presentations in my grad program, my ENFJ professor, she told me to get to the point. I would ramble a lot, I would have tangents, and I get really excited and bubbly because I love to share information and kind of shape it in a different novel way to give people an aha moment like, oh, I never thought about it that way. That's really cool that you presented it in this way. And now we can apply this information to help others in the community because I just like taking information from different disciplines, combining them, and showing them in a novel form. And that really guides me as a person. I love helping people see new ways of thinking and doing and being. But my professor, she noticed that I rambled a lot. And I tend to ramble in my videos too, but like there's a point, you know, there's a story and then I get to the point. But she was telling me to get to the point, and that affected me. It shaped me, and it realized, okay, in this field, I need to be more disciplined. I need to be a certain way so people don't think that I'm not competent in the field or I'm not competent with this information. I have to present myself in a more professional manner. And so I took that with me and I kept it. And I guess that in my videos, it still comes across in that way. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that my presentation models a lot of possibility for people who may think like me, who may feel more scattered when they were younger, or they still feel scattered in their like 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever, how old you are, doesn't matter. But you might feel like you don't have a path or clear direction. I want to give myself as this mirror for you. Like, you have this potential. You totally have this possibility to be a champion for your cause. You can speak. I know you can speak. You have the thoughts. You have the heart. You have the genuine passion to raise awareness and to, cover something that hasn't been spoken of before, to share your art, to do something. That's yours. That's your gift. That's your gift. And I know that these stereotypes of being an ENFP can be very discouraging. And that's how I wanted to start this year off, how I wanted to encourage other FI users, ENFPs, ESFPs, ISFPs, INFPs. You have a purpose. There may be multiple purposes that you have. We do possibility pretty darn good. So that is your purpose, to reach others through your energy and your genuine need and want to change the world in your own way. And it's kind of selfish, but the world needs that. The world needs it. And without us being brave enough to be criticized, to step up and speak and do to help others in how we think the world should be, while letting others live how they want to live. It's a really neat dichotomy that we have. We want to change the world in our own way, but we value, how others choose to live so much. And I think that's pretty awesome. So that gentleness, that compassion, that desire to change, but when other people want to, not being pushy, that's pretty neat, So that was my message, and I wanted to wish you a Happy New Year. And I will be more consistent on my Quora because I was just working on coaching stuff this year to transition from therapy to coaching, so it took me a while. I had to go through some stuff and like my own grief, right? And so I am ready to answer more questions on Quora, and I am also ready to answer more questions on YouTube. So if you have anything for me, anything out there, just throw it at me and see if I can answer it or not. I'll see what resources I can find to help you. Again, thank you so much for following. Thank you so much for the feedback, and I look forward to sharing more knowledge and wonderful stuff for the new year. Take care. Bye-bye.